Hello, welcome back to the TW. How's it going?
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
All right. Today, I'm going to talk about a movie I saw, I guess at least this segment.
Yeah.
I saw Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen / Freddie Mercury movie that just kind of like what would it be, like a biography? Or a documentary?
Biopic.
Biopic.
It looked
Yeah.
really interesting.
It was really good. Basically, like I said, it talks about Freddie Mercury's life and the whole of like Queen as a band. It's really interesting, and you kind of get to learn more about the
Cool.
people as they were.
Yeah.
And you get a different sense of who they were, which I found. Volume up. Thanks. All right. And there we go. But yeah. I don't know. It was a really good movie. I know you didn't.
I did not see it. I haven't watched a movie in a very long time.
I've seen the reviews and like read into it a little bit. What'd you think? I know it kind of has like mixed reviews.
It does have mixed
It's
reviews.
sitting in like the high 50s or something last time I checked. But like, I don't know. I was just wondering what's your like opinion on. I know like obviously like critic opinions versus fans are usually differ. Do you think it like deserved better reviews, or what's your kind of take on it, I guess?
For me, I left the theater really satisfied. I thought it was really fun. Thought it was really interesting. The actors, like Rami Malek, portrayed Freddie Mercury. I thought he did a really, really good job.
It's a pretty good pick for the actor to play him.
Oh yes, of course. He's been really knocking it out of the park lately.
Yeah.
I will say there definitely was some scenes in the movie that weren't like great, and like some stuff like was kind of like meh. But overall, I felt like it was really enjoyable and like really easygoing to watch. Like it was good. I liked it a lot. Whether or not it deserves the ratings it got, I guess I don't know. Critics might know more about like film theory than I do.
Yeah.
But as just someone going to just see the movie, just like like a movie night, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, that's my opinion though. I really like Queen, so.
Queen's probably one of the best bands ever.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anyone will argue that statement.
Yeah. That movie had an interesting kind of development. You know who was originally supposed to play Freddie Mercury?
Who?
You guys know Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy
Yeah, I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was
Wow.
cast as him. He was helping like create it, produce it, like kind of involved in everything. And
I did hear that the director changed halfway through production.
Yeah, they got
or like during the second half.
They got like Bryan Singer, who's like kind of one of those actors that's kind of accused of doing some not so good stuff, which was an odd choice. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like from what I've seen and like what I've heard from like you and other people, I feel like at least like it portrays the story like that everyone's been wanting to see for a while.
It was a very fun movie. I really enjoyed it. It basically just chronicles the whole of like Queen, like all their greatest hits, like how they were made, like little stories in between, scandals and stuff that happens. I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was really fun. It was emotional at times too. There was a lot of like, no spoilers, but there was a lot of.
Well, it's his life. I mean, you can like
obviously like
people know.
Well, yeah, obviously like the whole like scene like and with him like finding out that he has like had AIDS or HIV. Like I thought that was really well done. And then there was like some really touching scenes with him in the band.
Yeah.
And the rest of Queen, obviously, because there is more to Queen than just Freddie Mercury.
Speaking of, I know you mentioned that they were playing like all the classic hits and stuff. Did they do Under Pressure with David Bowie? No, maybe
because I don't think they did. I don't think so.
Yeah, because I didn't hear anything, but that's like one of
my
favorite Queen songs.
I feel like there might have been like one scene where they played that song, but I don't think that actually
wasn't like a main focus. Or anything.
I don't think it was. There was like the main focus was Killer Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, another one bites the dust, like a lot of their like biggest hits, and then the final scene was the whole set of the Live Aid performance. If you guys seen that from like 1985, was it 1985 or 1984? And that was really cool. They just recreated the whole Live Aid concert.
It's probably a pretty cool like spectacle too, because there's like thousands of people.
That was really cool. Like the way that they did that was really nice. It was like 20 minutes of just straight like like music and just him on stage and just like the whole like their crowd interaction and like the famous thing where he's like he does his like little like ad-libbing and then the crowd he like goes to the crowd and they do like what he's saying. So
Yeah.
he's like hey yo and then they'll be like hey yo and it's kind of like a whole thing like that. So I thought that scene probably was like the highlight of the movie. That whole like 20 minutes was just really good and really fun to watch.
Any interesting fan interactions? Anyone singing in the crowd in your theater?
Yeah. There was one moment where that like Freddie Mercury, he did like one guy in noticed that Freddie Mercury was Freddie Mercury because he was in disguise going to I guess some hospital getting tested for like HIV, right, or like AIDS and all that as well. And the guy sitting there says "Ayo," and then Freddie Mercury is like "Ayo," and then someone in the crowd said "Ayo," and that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I heard online people were like taking out lighters like during like some of the scenes, doing this or like singing along in the like the theater. But that was funny. That's something I noticed during the my viewing of it. And there was one scene where in the movie everyone was doing like this with their hands, and then I started doing. I was just like, yeah.
I was talking to my friends, and I obviously still haven't seen it. We'll probably check it out at some point, just because I mean, yeah, it does have those mixed reviews, but I've heard positive things from everyone else that I've seen it from. So I feel like you'd say it's like at least worth a watch.
It's not a perfect movie, but it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's like, in my opinion, it's probably like 7.5 or like an 8. I don't think it deserves like a 50. I feel like that's like
a little bit low. Yeah.
That's a little low. I mean, that's like, I don't know. I thought it was a good movie, in my opinion.
What do you guys think about Rami Malek?
I feel like he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's very versatile.
Yeah, like he's in like other shows like Mr. Robot. I think he's in that other show, and I hear he's really good in that too. So Night of the Museum, yeah.
He played the
that's his best role yet.
The Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Classic. No, but yeah, I think
he's a very good actor.
He's kind of like up and coming. Like this was probably like his first like major like starring high budget movie that he had to take on. So I look forward to actually seeing, like, you obviously have good words about it, but I'm looking forward. I've heard from like reviews that like even if like parts of the movie aren't as great as you expected, that like his performance was like spot on.
His performance was probably the best part of the movie. Like he literally was like perfect in the role that he was cast in. Like Sacha Baron Cohen, I don't think I could see. Yeah, I don't think I could see that.
I don't know. Yeah, I think he like there was like problems with like how he wanted the story to go and like how like there was like all of that. And I mean, he was a good pick, but like we were saying, can you guys really think of like anything else he's really like?
I see him as just like a comedian type of guy. But, like, exactly. Raimi, I feel like he brought like a sense of like seriousness and like kind of like, I don't know, gravitas. I don't know what the word is for, but he brought like
he brought it.
He brought it. He brought what he needed to the role, and he really made it work. I don't know. He there was funny moments and there was sad moments, and I feel like everything was like really well handled. Like the way he did it, or the way he portrayed Freddie Mercury, was like really good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think it really depends like who
the actor is.
Yeah, who the actor is, because like remember that Steve Jobs movie with like Ashton Kutcher?
I didn't actually see that.
I saw it, and it was like
good or was it
it's
bad?
Forgettable.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's just meh. Just because like Ashton Kutcher just does such a subpar job at it. Just because Ashton Kutcher's a subpar actor, really.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's when you think about Ashton Kutcher, you just think about like comedies and stuff.
So exactly.
With Rami Malek, he's proven that he's versatile. That he can do serious, he can do funny, he
with
can do
drama like Mr. Robot, and then like other movies that he's been in.
Exactly. It's kind of like the whole like the Steve Carell thing, or like other like or Morgan Freeman, I guess, in a way. You could do
Morgan Freeman.
You could do really serious stuff, or you could do really like funny, just like jokey, like serious, like jokes or whatever. Like, I feel like actors that have a wide range and don't, like, we've talked about this before, but actors that have like a wide range that don't put themselves in like one box, like I only do serious movies, I only do funny movies, I only do sad movies. Like they put themselves at a better position, you know, for like their career.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you kind of need to be versatile. Like a lot of actors like Rami Malek, and
I feel like he really proved himself in this movie.
Because like, I mean, it really takes like a lot to like kind of switch paths and especially take on a project that big after like he like got like famous for like not like well he got like well known for Night at the Museum and that was just like comedy and then kind of transitioned into like
is that like his first big role?
I think it was.
I
feel
don't
like
remember.
it was.
I can check out his IMDb page, but
Yeah,
I feel
I'll
like
look it up
he
too.
like didn't really do a whole lot before that. Like after that and then Mr. Robot, those were like the only two things I really knew him for before he actually like got the role of Freddie Mercury. Is there anything else on there that kind of stands out? Because I can't really think of anything.
He was in Twilight.
He's in Twilight?
Yeah, I think he was.
I think that's a negative on his act.
Yeah, exactly.
He was in Gilmore Girls.
Oh, really?
Oh my god! And he voiced people in Halo 2.
Okay, well that's pretty cool.
And then Night at the Museum,
Need for
2006. That seems like his biggest.
Need for Speed. I saw
Yeah.
that. I mean, another comedic kind of role.
His first big thing, I guess, would be Night at the Museum. I mean, I don't know. Gilmore Girls, maybe that was popular. I guess I know that was popular, but like, I honestly don't know.
But like
anything about
this,
that.
like his career is like just started to take off like recently with like these bigger projects.
Pretty
he's in
much.
The Legend of Korra, The Master. Yeah, he's in Twilight.
Take a point off.
Take a point off. He's in Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Night at the Museum again. Papillion. BoJack.
probably-
is BoJack Horseman?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Who's he play? Does it say?
Flip McVicker.
Yeah, I know.
I think isn't that the? Oh no, that's like this guy.
They've made so many seasons of that show where like
Yeah.
I haven't been able to keep up.
I
But
need to start watching.
yeah,
that.
I think they're on like season 6 now. But yeah,
No, I think it's season 5. Isn't it?
maybe they
Or-
announced season 6.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
it
really
got
sure.
it got a 60% on
Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I guess.
but
it's just-
then users 95%. So
Yeah.
wow, that is a big difference. I guess
Yeah.
it's all just like
Yeah, you know what? That happens with so many movies and like video games, for example, where like the critics will just like pan it, but everyone else like loves it. Or, like,
yeah, like
viewers.
I feel like critics, they kind of have like an organized way of like reviewing a movie. It's not just like what they think. It's kind of like how the movie's structured and stuff and all that. And then it's like, and then with just regular people who view it, they're just like, it's like whether or not it just entertained them. That's really what it is.
I think that's pretty much exactly how it goes.
yeah. I mean, I'll definitely have to check
Because
it out.
critics take like courses, well, not courses, but they know more about
Yeah, film
like
theory and stuff. they, like,
structure of film, all that.
I won't say they don't know
then-
what they're talking. Like there's
Oh, yeah,
like,
they
there's
definitely do.
obviously like some like method to their like madness, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like there's such a like divide sometimes between audience and critics.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
really is. I mean, it
Mhm.
all depends on like how you kind of like view and like digest a movie. Are you really looking to like nitpick like everything that's wrong with it? Or are you just kind of looking to like have a good time and like see a story that like you have a general interest in? So I feel like there's a kind of major divide between like if you actually like think it's gonna be good based off of what you've seen, or if you're specifically looking for what's wrong with the movie.
It's true.
But no, I'll definitely have to check it out. I mean, from
I
what you've said
recommend
and from what everyone else has said, I mean, if there's that much of a difference between critic and fan reviews, 95%, that's pretty good. Can't get much better.
Mhm.
Look, I'll say this, it was a very fun movie, and it was like semi-emotional roller coaster. Like if you get emotional, like then yeah, it does kind of like tug at your heartstrings a little bit. But it's a fun movie. It's a nice movie. What can I say? I don't want to say it's like a popcorn movie because it really isn't. It's something you kind of watch and you're like, oh man, look at that.
I was
know
actually
that.
kind of curious. Does it really kind of hit those like dramatic notes, or does it kind of gloss over like a lot of the more serious stuff? Because I couldn't tell if it was really just like a general like kind of gloss over of what Queen did, or if it like actually ended up getting kind of dramatic and deep at times.
See, there's sometimes where it does hit those dramatic notes and it hits them really well. And there's sometimes where it kind of feels like it glosses over it like a little bit. There was the whole thing about like him first getting like HIV and AIDS and like that and his like effects of it. And it kind of felt like that was like kind of like it just happened. Like they
didn't really like spend too much time developing it and like showing how
you do see it over time,
Mhm.
but it kind of like, cause like in the beginning you just see him like cough into like some like tissue and there's like blood there, and that's like the beginning of it. But then they kind of leave that for a little bit, and then later like he starts getting like a little bit sicker and he gets sicker. But it's kind of like it just seems like it's something they bring up like every now and again. It's like in the background,
Mhm.
and then when they're not talking about it, it seems like he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
I mean it has trouble with like the major kind of plot points or pacing, but I mean
I don't know. Maybe that's how he was in real life. Maybe he was just like or back then, like he was just he was really good at keeping it to himself.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he was, but it's weird to think about like the way that they kind of handled it. I mean, I will say like most of the stuff that it talks about in the film, most of the important plot points, I feel like it handled really well.
Yeah.
Like the scenes when they're making the music, like the scene. Okay, I'll say the scene when they're making Bohemian Rhapsody and like all that. And then obviously the scene when they're talking to the director or the Michael Myers.
Yeah, his cameo as the producer.
In there, yeah.
That was a surprising cameo. I was surprised. Like he hasn't acted in a while, and I kind of want to see it just because he's in it. But you were saying
it's a good scene. Yeah, no, the whole thing with like them making Bohemian Rhapsody and like the whole like producer scenes, like all of those scenes are really nice. Like they're all really well done, and like you get to see their like thought process and like them just like. There's like one scene where they're like, we gotta make some new sounds. We gotta be like outside the box or something, and they like start like pouring water on the drums and like hitting them, or they put like nails on it and start hitting it, so like makes a weird sound, and they're like just doing all this like experimental stuff. So it's pretty cool to see like how that all like worked and stuff, and like how they did things. I guess assuming that it's all like 1-to-1 how things went.
Yeah. I mean they're a pretty experimental band, but from what you're saying, it sounds like overall pretty good. May have like a couple problems, but definitely a decent watch.
It's definitely a fun movie.
Yeah,
I'll say that as much as I can. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next segment.